It's been a few months now since we announced our 1/24 scale Spitfire Mk.IXc kit. Maybe you've already built one, or perhaps it's still sitting on your bench waiting for the right moment. In this video we'll take a look through the schemes included in the fabulous Mk.IX kit. Over the years, various photographs and pilot memoirs have revealed fascinating stories about Spitfires that carried beer barrels. Some publications even mention a special depth charge modification, XXX. After the D-Day landings, RAF squadrons operating from newly established forward airfields in northern France would occasionally send a pilot back across the channel to collect beer or ale. The barrels were strapped under the wings using modified bomb racks. Of course, these missions were highly irregular and would never have been officially sanctioned by RAF command. That means they weren't recorded in pilot logbooks, leaving little official evidence of how these beer runs were actually carried out. Scheme A shows a Supermarine Spitfire Mk.IXc ML208, part of No. 302 Squadron. This aircraft was based at an advanced landing ground, B10 Plumetot, near Gold Beach in Normandy, from the 3rd to the 30th of August 1944, ferrying small barrels of beer from England to Allied troops in France to help boost morale. Plumetot airfield had been hastily reconstructed after D-Day and sat dangerously close to German lines, making it vulnerable to sniper fire and unexploded ordnance. No. 302 Squadron had previously operated from RAF Ford before moving to Plumetot. It's believed that pilot Flight Lieutenant Tadeusz Szymowski undertook one of these beer delivery flights, flying back to Ford to collect the barrels. His usual aircraft, ML208, was identified through operational records as one likely used. The beer barrels were typically mounted on bomb racks beneath the wings or fuselage, often fitted with aerodynamic fairings made from sections of 75-gallon United States Army Air Force drop tanks. This next scheme represents one of the very first Spitfire Mk.IX fighters to enter Royal Air Force service, and it highlights the incredible contribution made by overseas airmen during the Second World War. Built at Supermarine's Eastleigh factory in the summer of 1942, this aircraft was powered by a Rolls-Royce Merlin 6.1 engine and made its first flight on the 15th of September that same year. It was then allocated to No. 611 Squadron, one of the first units to operate the new Mk.IX in combat against the Luftwaffe. On the 20th of December 1942, a Czech pilot flew the aircraft on a fighter support mission, escorting a bombing raid on the Luftwaffe air depot at Romilly-sur-Seine in France. 13 Spitfires from the squadron were assigned to protect United States Army Air Force's B-17 Flying Fortresses during the operation. Our final scheme represents the opposite end of the Mk.IX Spitfire's operational service. Spitfire MJ349 was built at the Castle Bromwich Aircraft Factory in 1943 and was destined for overseas service. Early in 1944, it was prepared for transport to Casablanca for use with the Mediterranean Allied Air Forces. The aircraft would later also see service with the United States Army Air Forces. Before the war ended, MJ349 rejoined the Royal Air Force, serving first with 601 Squadron and later with 73 Squadron. Both squadrons relocated to the island of Malta in July 1945, operating from airfields that had suffered heavy damage during earlier Axis attacks. With the end of hostilities, flying these beautiful Spitfires from the Mediterranean must have felt like a welcome change for pilots who had endured the harsh realities of wartime operations. Still, flying a high-performance fighter was never without risks. And that brings us to the end of the 3 schemes available for the 1/24 Spitfire Mk.IXc kit. Which one will you be building? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.